Hello friends, today I am going to discuss about a very important topic in mathematics. The name of this topic is probability. Though it's a very common topic and almost every day we apply this topic in our real life also. Okay, but let's try to understand this topic mathematically. The word probability is the mathematical word and its general word is possibility. Okay, every day we use this word that what is the possibility that this work will be done, what is the possibility that this work will not be done. Okay, so our this type of possibility or statement depends on certain conditions. So what is the probability? Probability is the possibility of success or failure of any event. Event means whatever work we are going to do is called event, or sometimes it is written experiment also. Okay, now one thing I would like to make it clear here before starting any further concept or questions, that whatever question you are solving, all the questions will be in the form of experiment. So you just assume that you are performing that experiment, only then this type of question will be very easy for you. Okay, but if you will try to understand from keeping yourself outside of the question, then it will be little difficult for you to understand the concept of the probability. Okay, so every time you just assume that you are performing that particular experiment. So what is the probability? Probability is the possibility of success or failure of any event. Now this is very important word for the probability. Means whenever you want to solve any question, then this word will be in the picture, and this word name is sample space, and normally we denote it by capital letter S. Okay, now one more thing I would like to make it clear, because probability is not the topic only for the one class. Maybe you can start it from grade 9, grade grade 10. You will study it in grade 11, grade 12 also. Okay, so in this lesson today, in this video, I am going to make it little easy and basics so that every student can understand it. Then further I'll make it another video for the higher grades, for example for grade 11, for grade 12. Okay, because that needs some specific concepts and some other lessons also. Now, what is the sample space? Sample space is the collection of all possible outcomes. Outcomes, again, it is the mathematical word, common word is results. So whatever experiment you perform, that result will give you, that experiment will give you some or the other results. So collection of all the possible outcomes or result is called sample space. Again, I am telling you, sample space is very important to solve any question of probability. So first of all, we will discuss some examples, common examples for sample space. Okay. Now, for example, here you see tossing a coin one time. Okay, tossing a coin one time. So dear friends, if you are from the different countries, then you will have different coin, but every coin has two faces. One is called head and one is called tail. So here I have taken Indian coin. Okay, 1 rupee of Indian currency. So this is one side, this is called head, this side is called head, and this side is called tail. Okay, so currency of your country, you can take one side head, another side tail. Okay, now keeping this all this thing in mind, in the further examples or questions, for head I will write as H and for tail I will write as T. Okay, now so if you see, if you toss a coin for one time, then you can get either head or tail, or any one of these two things. So that is the possible outcome. Okay, like if you remember, here in the sample space I have written collection of all possible outcomes. So if you toss a coin only for one time, then you can get head or tail. So how many possible outcomes are there? Only two possible outcomes, head or tail. So this is the sample space when you toss a coin for one time only. So this is sample space for one toss of a coin. H or T means head or tail. Now going further, if you toss a coin two times, okay, now tossing a coin two times or tossing two coins at one time, both have the same meaning and they will give you the same sample space. Now we'll discuss the sample space in detail. For example, here this is toss 1 and this is toss 2, and here we'll see what results you can have. So it can be possible that on the first toss you get head, this is head, and in the second toss also we get head. So how we will denote the element? This outcome will be denoted by H, means both heads. Another, first time we can get head and the second time we can get tail. So this type of outcome will be denoted by HT, means head and tail. Head on the first toss and tail on the second toss. Now in the first toss we can get tail and second toss we can get head. So this outcome will be denoted by TH. And the last, we can have both tails. Okay, means on the first toss we get tail and second toss also we get tail. So this outcome will be represented by TT. So what will be the sample space? This all four elements are the sample space. So sample space will be HH, means both heads, HT means first time head and second time tail, TH first time tail and second time head, and TT both times tail. So this is the sample space when a coin is tossed 2 times. Now going further, if you toss a coin 3 times, then you can see I have written it little bit directly for you. I am sure you understand it now. So if you toss a coin for 3 times, then you can have all the 3 heads, toss 1, toss 2, toss 3, all the 3 heads, or you can have first 2 head and second tail, just change it for another tail, first head, second tail and third head, or you can have first head, first tail, second head and third head. Then you can have one head at the first time, then tail and tail second and third time. After that, one tail at the first time, head at the second time, and tail at the third time. And you can have first and second tails and third will be the head, or you can have all the 3 tails. So these, here you can see how many total outcomes we can see in this result. We can see total 8 outcomes. So if a coin is tossed 3 times, then there will be 8 outcomes in the sample space. Okay, now going further, we'll now discuss about rolling a die one time. Die means that a cubical small box what we play in various games. Okay, so if you roll a die, if you throw a die only for one time, then we know it's very easy. We know that any one of the faces, either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 will appear on the surface. Okay, so maybe 1 appears, maybe 2 will appear, maybe 3 will appear, 4, 5 or 6 will appear on the die. Okay, so how many elements do we see here in the sample space? 6 elements. So when we will see the 6 elements? When we toss, when we throw a die only for one time. Now going forward, if you toss a die, if you throw a die for 2 times or 2 dice together one time, again meaning is same like in the case of coin. Now here you see sample space. Now what you need to understand here, because normally students do mistake in 2 dice, okay, because here elements will be more. So how you will understand this, you just fix one first die as 1, means we get 1 on the first die, then what all the options on second die we can have? Second die can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So total 6 elements are there with 1 on the first die. Similarly, if you fix 2 on the first die, then again you can have 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, if you fix 3 on the first die, then you can have 6 more elements. If you fix 4 on the first die, you can have 6 another elements. If you fix 5 on first die, then 6 another elements. And again, if you fix 6 on the first die, then you can have 6 more elements. So how many total elements now you can see? Total elements are 36 when 2 dice are rolled together or 1 die is thrown one time or 2 times. Okay, so total 36 elements are there. And my friend, this is very important for you to understand, to write the sample space when two dice are thrown together, because n number of questions you can make from this single sample space only. We'll discuss the questions further. Okay, now moving ahead, this is a very simple formula I have written for you. It will help you to find the number of outcomes. For example, if I say a coin is tossed 10 times, then it's almost impossible to write the sample space, all elements of sample space. Okay, but if we want to solve the question, then if we know that how many elements are in the sample space, then most probably we will be able to solve the questions. Now, if an experiment is done for one time and it has m number of outcomes, okay, if an experiment is performed for one time and it has m number of outcomes, then if this experiment is repeated for n times, the same experiment is repeated for n times, then there will be total m to the power n output. For example, if you see, if a coin is tossed 4 times, if a coin is tossed 4 times. So let's talk about one time. So if you toss a coin only for one time, then you get two outputs, that is head or tail, as I have told you just now. Okay, now this experiment is repeated 4 times. So this is n. In the above formula, n is equal to 4. So it will be 2 raised to the power 4. And 2 raised to the power 4 means 16. Okay, so as here you can see, this formula will help you to find the number of outcomes. How to find the total number of outcomes? It will be very, very helpful to find, to solve the questions. Okay, now another example, if a die is thrown 3 times, okay, then how many outputs will be there? Same formula, you see, if you toss a die only for one time, then you can have 6 outputs. Then it is repeated for 3 times, so 6 raised to the power 3 means 216. So total 216 outputs will be there if you throw a die for 3 times. Okay, now this is about playing cards. Okay, though I know that many of the students, they are not aware of these playing cards, but somewhere you can see the question, so I'll try my level best to make it very clear in the picture form so that you can understand it easily. Okay, students, playing card is a packet of cards, you might have seen, and total it contains 52 cards. Okay, there are total 52 cards divided into different colors and categories. So these all categories are, first is the red color category. In red color you will have 26 cards. In the black color also you will have 26 cards. Now further, red color will be divided into two another categories. One is called heart, and that will have 13 cards, and another will be diamond, which will again be 13 cards. Then black, in the same categories it will be divided. Okay, it will be spade, that is 13 cards, and then club, which will be again 13 cards. Okay, so these are also called suits. Okay, these all four categories are called suits also. So 13 heart card, 13 diamond card, 13 spade, and 13 club cards. Now in all these four categories, there will be three face cards. So means 3 face cards in heart, 3 face card in diamond, 3 face card in spade, and 3 face cards in club also. Okay, so total how many face cards you can see here? Total 12 face cards. Okay, remember that ace is not taken as the face card. Ace means where A is written on the card. Okay, that is not taken as the face card. So face card only these three: king, queen, and jack. Now, so total how many face cards are there? 12. On this you can have a question in your exams also. Now another is the basic formula. Now we are going to start the mathematical approach of probability. What is the basic formula of probability? Probability for success of an event is given by number of the favorable outcomes divided by the total number of elements in sample space. Only this single formula will help you to solve all questions of probability. There some another concepts will be involved, but that will be in addition. This is the basic concept, this is the basic formula of the probability. Number of favorable outcomes means how many elements, how many results are in favor, and upon total number of elements in the sample space. Okay, now we'll see some important things based on this formula, and then we'll discuss the questions. Now, important words used in probability. First is sure event. You see, name is telling the definition. Sure means which is certain to occur. An event which is certain to occur. So if we know that any event is certain, means it will happen 100%, then that is called sure event. For example, if a die is thrown once, then what is the probability to get a number from 1 to 6? If you remember the last video, here I told you that if you throw a die, then you will get a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So any number you will get from 1 to 6. You cannot get number below 1, or you cannot get number more than 6. Yes, so this is certain to get a number from 1 to 6, and therefore this type of event is called sure event. Okay, next example is impossible event. Again, name is telling you what is the meaning of impossible event. An event which cannot occur, which is impossible. Okay, like its possibility is 0%. So for example, here you see, if a die is thrown once, then what is the probability to get a number greater than 6? So you see, on a die you cannot have any number which is bigger than 6. So it's impossible event if you talk about a number to be greater than 6. These are the impossible events. Okay, so similarly you can find various options. For example, if you are appearing for an exam, then what is the probability that you will get more than 100% in your exam? So it's impossible, because maximum percent, I'm not talking about the marks, dear students. Remember, I'm not talking about the marks, because marks can be more than 100. If maximum marks is 150, so you can score 130 also, but I'm talking about percent. Percent cannot be more than 100. Okay, now important facts about probability. Why I have written this formula? Because every fact what I am going to explain you now, every fact will be clear to you with the help of this single formula. Like first fact is probability of an event lies from 0 to 1. Okay, why it is so? You can see that the formula is in the form of a fraction, a divided by b. Okay, and you know, if numerator is bigger than the denominator, only then it will be greater than 1. Okay, so here in this case it is not possible, because favorable outcomes cannot be more than the total number of elements in sample space. It is not possible. So it cannot be bigger than 1. It is not possible. Okay, now why it cannot be less than 0 or negative? Because you know that division of two numbers will be negative when one of them must be negative. So it is also not possible here. Okay, so this first fact is probability of an event is always from 0 to 1. Another fact is probability of an impossible event is 0. Okay, this is the another condition, that probability is always, impossible event is always 0. Now probability of sure event is always 1. As I just now I have told you that probability of sure event means which is certain to occur, which is certain to happen. So if it is possibility is 100%, then it means it is 1. Okay, so this is about the important facts. Now let's talk about the questions. I will try to cover three categories of the questions: one on die, one on the playing cards, and one on the that coin. Okay, now here I have taken first that die. A die is rolled 2 times. What is the probability to get a sum greater than 7? So just now I have told you that first of all you will focus on the sample space, and sample space I have explained you before. Okay, this all the 36 elements in the sample space. What is the formula for the probability? Formula was number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of elements in the sample space. And how many elements in the sample space you see? 36. These total elements are 36. Now the favorable means the sum should be greater than 7. Okay, sum means sum of these two numbers. For example, if you get the result 1 1, then what is the total of these two? Only 2, but it has to be greater than 7. So how many ordered pairs here you will see where sum is greater than 7? Let's count. So first here we are getting 5 and 3, because if you make it plus, then you will get 8. Okay, then 5 4, 5 5, 5 3, and then 6 3, 6 5. Then another one is 6 2, 6 3, 6 4, 4 4, 5 4, 6 5, 6 4, 6 2, and 6 6. So how many elements are there we have counted? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. Okay, so how many elements we have counted? 15. So 15 divided by 36, and if you write it in the simplest form, then you will get 5 over 12. So this is the question about when a die is rolled 2 times. Now you can make the various questions like what is the probability to get a doublet? Doublet means to get the same number on both the dice, like 1 1, then 2 2, then 3 3, then 4 4, then 5 5, and 6 6. Okay, so these are the doublets. Another example you can have in this two dice, you can make various questions. Okay, like you can have what is the probability to get a co-prime ordered pair. Okay, so like all these examples will be very easy for you if you are clear with the sample space. Now another example is a coin is tossed 3 times. What is the probability to get at least 2 heads? Now, sample space, what I explained you for this. Triple H means all the 3 times you get head, then 2 times head and 1 time tail, then head and tail, 1 head, then tail, then head, like this. Okay. Now you see how many total elements here in the output? 8 elements. So 8 goes down. And how many favorable? So they say in this case at least 2 heads. At least means more than or equal to 2 head. More than or 2 heads. So here you see. So here you can have 3 heads. So 1. Here you are having 2 heads, 2 heads, 2 heads. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So here it will be 4 in numerator, and in the simplest form what you will get? 1 over 2. Okay, so this is the about when a coin is tossed 3 times. Now let's talk about the another question for the playing cards. A card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. What will be the probability that the drawn card is a face card? Okay, now you see, I have explained you about this also. How many total cards are there? 52 cards. And how many face cards are there in all come together? 12 face cards are there. So if you write in the simplest form, then what you will get? You will get 3 over 13. Okay, it's very important to write the fraction in the simplest form. Okay, so this I tried my level best, my dear friends and students. I tried my level best to make this topic understanding form for you. If you have any further question or queries, you can write in the comment, and I will try my level best to make it further clear, and I'll try to upload another videos for further topics in probability, where you will be able to draw more than one card from deck of 52 cards, or combination permutation used in the probability, or different theorems in the probability. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video.